Okay, so here it is, the BITWIG effects tier list, something that absolutely nobody asked for, but I'm going to do it anyway. So this is going to be a ranking of all of the effects in BITWIG. It is going to exclude anything that does not directly affect sound, so I'm not putting hardware effects in here, I'm not putting audio receiver, it has to directly affect sound itself. So yeah, let's start. So first one is amp. They're in alphabetical order, by the way. The first one is amp. So amp, probably, it's not good as an amp for sure, but it is good as a distortion. The cabinet simulation is not good either, so I'm probably gonna go, it is useful. I'm probably gonna go high B tier for the amp. So then we've got bit 8, which is very good actually. Bit 8, the old bit 8 wasn't so good, but since they updated it, it is extremely useful as both like a regular distortion unit. It's useful for adding noise to things, and it's really good with the modulators, so I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna give that A tier, but it'll probably be mid to low A tier by the end. Blur, A tier. Don't need to say anything about it. Blur is clearly A tier. So now we have chorus. It's a standard chorus. With the modulators, it's, I don't know, slightly useful. I don't use this as my chorus. I use another chorus. So I'm gonna go C for the chorus. Comb, probably the same as the chorus. It's pretty useful. It's good with the modulators. It's handy to use, so I do use it if I need a comb filter. So I'm gonna put it high C tier. The compressor I almost never use, because if I want to use the compressor, if I want to use a BITWIG compressor, I'm going to use dynamics. So I'm going to put this D. It's not bad. I'm going to put it in D tier. DC offset. DC offset used to be really good before we got the grid, because you could use it to make basically any oscillator that you wanted by modulating it with a steps mod. Now it's just a DC offset, which is fine, so we'll go low C tier. Distortion is probably the distortion that I use the least in BITWIG. It's pretty good. It's not amazing. I honestly seldom use it compared to other things, so I'm going to put it low C tier, probably above DC offset though. Delay 1 is really good. All of the BITWIG delays are really good. Delay 1 is the worst. I'm going to put it in C tier only because even though I still use it, but I'm going to put it in C tier, but only because the other delays have to perform exponentially better than it, because they are exponentially better. So delay 2 is A tier. It's probably the one I use the most, and yeah, it's high A tier. Yeah, it's above Blur. With the modulators and stuff, it's really good, and you've got the feedback effects in there. So delay 4 is the first S tier, I would say. Although now that I'm looking at it, I kind of feel like bit 8 might be S tier. I'm gonna make bit 8 high A tier. If delay 4 was a plugin, it would probably cost like €200 or $200 or whatever 200 of whatever your native currency is. Yeah, so it's definitely S tier. It's probably one of the best delays that you can get, plugin or no. So there's that. De-esser. I literally never use this, and if I was to use a de-esser, I certainly wouldn't use this one. It de-esses things. It's D tier. Low D tier. Dual pan, extremely important and extremely modulatable. So that is going to go, I think it's going to go low 8. I'm going to put it behind the delay. Yeah, we're going to go mid A tier. Dynamics is either really high A tier or S tier. I'm going to have to say that it's probably, I'm going to put dynamics in, especially with multiband and stuff like that. Dynamics is really, really good. So I'm going to put dynamics in mid S tier. EQ2, I almost never use this. I probably should use it if all I'm doing is cutting out low and high end, but I almost never just want to do that. If you're putting an EQ on something just to take the low, I mean, the likelihood that you're ever going to just want to take the low end out, I feel like does anybody actually just do that? I don't know. Maybe they do, I don't. I'm always wanting to do something else. So I'm going to say F tier because I just don't think there's any point in it. Sorry. And you can use the filter also if you want to do that. So I don't really see the point in it. Maybe some people love it, I don't know. It's great. Yeah, I'll put it high F tier for the people that love it. Okay, so EQ5. Oh, by the way, I probably didn't mention that this is 3.2. So I have the beta effects in here as well. So Saturator and EQ Plus and all that. So EQ5 would have been S tier until EQ Plus came out. So now it's mid A tier. It's still really good because you can modulate it and like use the shift parameter and stuff. It's better than like 90% of EQs because you can use it as a dynamic EQ. You can like use it as a crazy filter or whatever. But now it's mid A tier. So it's kind of, I suppose it probably uses less resources than EQ Plus does, but I don't know how significant that is. It doesn't seem to be such a crazy difference, especially, I don't know, mid A tier. EQ DJ, I've never used this. If you were playing live, it's probably something that you would use. I don't use BITWIG live, so I'm gonna go. It's probably people that will put it in like B tier, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get F tier. I don't care. I never used it. People want to put it higher than that, they can, but I'm gonna put it in F tier because I've never used it. EQ Plus is extremely high S tier. Where it's definitely better. It's definitely better than dynamics. Is it better than EQ4 or EQ4? Is it better than delay 4? It probably is. It probably is top A tier now. Let me go there. Okay, still out there. Yeah, EQ Plus is really good. It sounds great. It is great. It's very well oversampled because you can modulate it. You can use it as a dynamic EQ. You can use it as a crazy filter. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So, filter. It's a bog standard filter. I use it. It's mid C tier. Lower than that. Do I use it more than the comb? Probably do, but I prefer the comb and the chorus. I feel like chorus should be B tier. Nah, we'll put it below delay. Okay. Flanger. I mean, it's a flanger. I do use it from time to time. It's good. I'm gonna maybe put it in C tier. Below chorus. Yeah. Frequency shifter. This is great, especially with modulators. I'm gonna put this in B tier. It's really good. Effects grid. It's kind of got to be S tier, but I don't know about. Is it better than the EQ? It probably is better than the EQ, but I don't want to put it there, so I'm not going to. So I'm going to put it second. Even though you can do pretty much anything with it. You're not really opening it up all the time unless you want to do something really specific. But because you can do anything with it, I feel like it's got to be S tier. So I'm putting it in S tier. Gate is almost completely pointless now because of the modulation system. So I'm gonna have to put it in. I mean, it's a good gate if you need to use that. But you can do pretty much everything that gate can do with tool and modulators. So I would put it in F tier, but I think it's fair to put it in mid D tier. Ladder filter. It's a good ladder filter. It's kind of a strange one because it kept the modulators in it, unlike nearly everything else. It's probably about where the filter is, but higher than the filter because it sounds slightly better. There's also a ladder filter in the grid, which I tend to use more. And there's also that new filter that they put in, the XM filter. I forget what it's called, but there's a new filter. And I like that one the best, so that's the one that I use. The peak limiter I never use, and it's not that good. Sorry if you think it is. I suppose you could use it, but I do not. So I'm going to put it in F tier. The phaser. Honestly, I use the phaser a lot, and it's really good. It has pretty much everything that you would want a phaser to have. And with the modulation system, I think it's low S tier, guys. Pitch shifter would be S tier if it had a formant control. That's the only thing I wish it had. I wish you could do formant with it as well. But because you can just do pitch, I'm going to put it really high A tier, like same level as the Delay 2. Resonator bank is S tier. Let's see where in S tier it is. I'm going to say it's above. I say it's equal to Delay 4. There's a lot of S tier here, isn't there? I feel like I need to be stricter with S tier. Let's see if we can move anything. I think dynamics can go into A tier because I feel like it's we're kind of diluting. No, phaser. Yeah, maybe phaser is A tier. I don't want to dilute S tier too much, so that we don't understand its importance. I'm gonna put phaser and dynamics in high A tier. Yeah, I'm happy with that. This looks a bit more realistic. Okay, so reverb. It's really good with the modulators. It isn't the best sound in reverb to me. Some people like it. I don't use it as a reverb, like a regular reverb, that often. I use something else usually, and I usually use this when I want to do something weird. And for that reason, I'm going to put it in B tier. High B tier. Definitely above amp. Yeah, definitely above amp. Also, I'm going to put frequency shifter above amp. Amp is low B tier for me. It wouldn't have been before they added Saturator, but now it is. Ring mod. If I wanted to do something like this, I generally would do it in the grid. For that reason, I'm going to put this in D tier. Low D tier. Rotary. It's kind of niche. If you wanted rotary, like a realistic sound in rotary, I feel like you would use a different plugin that like emulates something. If you wanted a similar effect to rotary without caring too much, I feel like you just modulate. You just use a chorus and like a panner or something like that. I would almost never use it, but I'm going to put it in low C tier. A saturator is S tier on the same level as the EQ. I kind of feel like when I put saturator and the EQ up here, I kind of feel like resonator bank isn't quite here anymore, but it's really good. Like you can put resonator bank on delays. You can put it on reverb. You can use it to like on bass sounds to modulate it as like a crazy resonant filter thing. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it in S tier. There's a lot of S tier. I feel like there should only be like 2 or 3 things in S tier. And maybe this should be high A. And maybe this should too. No. Yeah. No, I can't take Delay 4 out of S tier. That wouldn't be fair. Test tone. Maybe somebody is using this and getting a lot of use out of it. And I'm just not missing the amazing things that this can bring into my life, but I do not use it. It's F tier, and it's low F tier. It's a sine wave that you can change the pitch of. You can do that. It's F tier. We don't need it there. I suppose they've got to just keep it there for legacy. But who was using a lot of test tone on old tracks? And I was like, oh man, you can't take that out. I need that. I know. Anyway, Tool. Tool is S tier. Tool is S tier. How S tier is it? I think it's on the same level as these boys. You can do pretty much everything with Tool. I'm gonna put Saturator behind EQ, and I'm gonna put Tool between them. Yeah, I think I like it like that. Time shift. This is like, it's a really high A tier. It's really good. You can use it to like offset. Like if you've got some claps in like an effects layer or something like that, you can use it to like offset stuff. By the way, I feel like I didn't talk about Saturator enough. Saturator is crazy. I'm going to show you something that you can do with Saturator. I'm going to insert a clip here. Anyway, back to time shift. Time shift is, it's here. It's high A tier. I feel like I'm being really generous. Maybe I need to move some stuff down. I'm gonna get rid of. I think I'm gonna put dual pan in B tier, and I'm gonna put EQ5 in. I'm gonna put EQ5 in B tier as well. Pitch shifter's got to be there. Yeah, okay. I'm happy with that for now. Transient Control is good. I don't use it all the time because there's other ways of doing what it does, but when you do need to use it, it's probably one of the best transient shapers that there is. So for that reason, it's got to be A tier. And it's going to be right behind. It's going to be right behind the delay. No, it's going to be ahead of the delay. I'm going to put it behind bit 8. Maybe I should put it ahead of bit 8. No, I'm not going to. I prefer bit 8. Tree Monster is good for one thing, basically, which is 808s. You can use it to make 808s or to increase the bass in something that you want to increase the bass in. You can use it for other stuff, but I don't think that you would put it in a song or any music. You would probably just dick around with it. So for that reason, I'm going to put it in high C tier. But not as high as delay one. Or chorus. There. Tremolo, absolutely useless because you can do it with Tool and modulators. F tier. Still better than test tone. Still better than EQ DJ. Still better than EQ2. Probably not as bad as the limiter. I feel like maybe I should put the limiter in D tier just because you can use it a kit. No, I'm not. I'm leaving it there. I hate it. I'm putting the limiter bottom. Vocoder. Vocoder's so close to being S tier. It's not even funny. You can do so much with it. I really want to put it in S tier, low S tier, but I feel like I should put it in high A tier because it could do a lot more. What I would like in vocoder is some more control over the individual bands, which you can do if you separate it into a like a band split container or whatever you call it. But I just feel like pretty much every other vocoder I've used has more features, but the modulation makes it really good. And it's got freeze. I'm putting an S tier. I don't care. But it could be so much more. Nah, I'm putting an A tier because I'm putting an S tier because it should have more band controls. But it could be like here. Like it could be in the ranks. You can put it on reverbs, which is cool. Yeah, you can put it on reverbs. That sounds really good. There's a lot of stuff you can use it for. It sounds good on delays as well. I'm kind of torn here. I'm going to put it S tier, but it's like honorary S tier. It could be S or tier. But currently it's not. So, okay. That's what I'm going with. So this is my list. If you disagree, I'm sorry. Let me know why. Let me know why you disagree. If you don't disagree, good. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.